In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Failures. All of us have certain dreams, all of us have certain plans and desires. We want to attain, we want to fulfill that. And fulfilling it actually becomes our life. We think that maybe there is no life, the life will become very dull and uninteresting if I don't succeed in attaining my goals, in fulfilling my dreams. This is how we think. It is okay striving, struggling to achieve what we desire. But on our way to success, there might come certain failures. We might have to wait for some of the time, and our first attempt might not bring the desired results. Even not only just the first attempt, rather several of our attempts might not yield the sort of results we wanted to achieve. And it is called failure. I'm not saying that it is a failure. I don't consider it a failure. I don't think that this is a failure at all. But overwhelming majority of the people consider it a failure. Overwhelming majority of the people consider it a failure, while actually it is not. People are afraid of failures. In the eyes of the people, being unable to gain the desired results in the first attempt is a failure. And if at all somebody does not succeed in the first, second, and third attempt, she is called a failure, although it is not. It is just an unsuccessful attempt which is actually taking us closer, which is actually taking us towards the successful attempts. An unsuccessful attempt plays a very important role in the successful attempts. All the people who have become a big success today, and the world knows them, the world respects them, these people could not and did not succeed in their first attempt. Many of the people, many of the highly successful people kept failing, kept making the unsuccessful attempts, not just once, not just twice, not just thrice, rather several times. Even some of the people, some of these highly successful people were thrown out of their educational institution as their teachers considered them as somebody who will never learn. So, if at all you could not succeed and could not attain that desired results in the first attempt, it never mean that you are not going to succeed, that this is a failure. It is something which is absolutely different. It is something which is absolutely different. So, dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, be prepared for a failure. If at all you are a very serious candidate of being success, then you do have to prepare yourself a failure. For a failure, I think so that if at all we are going to make an attempt, we need to prepare it and we need to prepare it well. But it does not mean that we should not try and we should not make an attempt unless and until we get prepared 100%, unless and until our preparation reaches a stage, reaches a point where I think everybody will say that okay, you have completed the whole of your preparation and nobody can stop you from being a successful, from being a highly successful person either in the first attempt or in the second one. I think this is absolutely nonsense and it is not going to happen at all, because a complete preparation is absolutely impossible. It is fine and nice to prepare, but if at all you are unable to prepare maximum in the first stage, I think you must try it. All of us must try it. And not only this thing, if at all our this attempt could not succeed and could not bring the kind of results we wanted to achieve, then I think so there is always something important lesson to learn, and there is something really precious piece of information, knowledge and wisdom which should be attained out of that and which should be kept with us, which would be of great help inshallah in our next attempt. This is all what is needed and this is all what is desired. Please be assured, rest assured that your attempts are going to yield these results. All what is needed is that we need to have a kind of patience, we need to have a kind of tolerance, we need to have a kind of aptitude to learn out of each and every unsuccessful attempt, because every time we learn something out of an attempt, it is not a failure at all. Every time we learn something important which enhances our capability, which makes us even more competent human being, I believe it is not a failure at all, rather it is something which is taking us closer to our success and closer to our real success. So never ever be afraid of the failure, because there is something which can be achieved out of every unsuccessful attempt. And if at all we have achieved something which is important enough, which would be of great help in our next attempts, then how come it be a failure? It is not a failure at all. It is something which is a success, and which is a partial success. The absolute and the complete success, obviously it might take time. What to do? I think never ever be afraid of the failure, because the fear of failure makes us an unsuccessful person. Now I do have to ask you a question, that if at all a person is not making attempts, if a person is not making attempts, then will he be able to succeed? Absolutely not. But on the other hand, if a person is making attempt here and there, let me tell you with enough amount of confidence that it will inshallah succeed. Thank you.